Welcome to The Gate, hosted by me, Gerald Lee. The Gate is a podcast about all the things that deserve more love, from food and pop culture to people worth celebrating. This is episode 2. Let's go see what's happening in the stable. Before we open up the gate and let the heifers graze, it's time for some community updates. First of all, how do we feel about the stable? I feel like this is like my opportunity to, again, have a little town hall moment, updates for the good of the community, what's going on with me, expectations, yada, yada, yada. Just a quick, like, 2 to 3 minute segment of updates before we open the gate and get into the topic. So today we got three things to address in the stable before we let these heifers out to graze. First, I need to monetize this platform, youtube.com/@GeraldLee, 2 Ds, 3 E's. I need your help to make that happen. So make sure you do your part, okay? Engage, leave some comments, share, more importantly. I am on the quest to 1K because that's what I need to monetize youtube.com in order to get ad revenue, which, as we all know, is where the real money is at. Spread the word, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Tag friends. I don't know if you could tag people on YouTube, but tag friends. Send the video to them directly. Whatever you got to do. I need to get to 1K, and I got about 20 days to get there. If we don't make it by day 20, we're activating protocol emergency situation. Side note on point 1, a lot of my TikTok tarot card readers, I've been getting some new ones recently, have all been saying the same thing. You are bound for success. You are bound to get an obscene amount of money any day now. And, love, don't give up on love. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all really listen too much. Like, it's getting scary how they picked like the big 3 things that I'm dealing with at the moment. But who do I think I am? I think I'm special. You know how many likes that video had? 20K. It had like 6K comments. I'm like, damn, we can't all be we can't all be getting these blessings, but the more the merrier. Point 2 is, let me know what you love. I'm content farming right now. Okay. This is me asking what you want to see. I'm gonna do me at the end of the day, which is, I feel like being myself, right? However, what do y'all like to see? Do y'all like to see mukbangs? Do y'all like to see people making slime? Like, I know this is the podcast section of my YouTube channel, but I am bringing back weekly content in the form of vlogs. I feel like to call it a vlog is to oversell it, but I don't know how else to categorize. Like, when people just do like variety content. It's gonna be me at my cute desk. I'm gonna have a whole new set. I have a different set for the other half of my YouTube intentions. All that to say, tell me what you'd like to see. I like to show off local restaurants. I like to show off like the culture in my hometown. But what do you want? And I'll meet you halfway. Right on the borderline is where I'm gonna wait for you. Also, am I looking? Nope. Look, let me stay on track. I'm sorry. Let me stay on track. Point 3, hire me to edit. That's really where I think I'm gonna make most of my income, truly, and is really another aspect of why I do social media and why I'm trying to build a platform. Is I would love to be making 6 figures editing. People are making, no, I'm not saying everybody, but I know people are making gobs of money out there. Gobs. And I know what I need to survive. And it's not that much. So once I cross my threshold, the homie's gonna eat too. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all want to see. Help me get to 1K and hire me to edit. Please and thank you. Okay, let's go open the gate and see what these damn heifers want today. All right, team, this week we are talking about hometowns, hometown traditions, hometown restaurants, just like we're touching on hometowns, okay? And what took me to this subject in the first place was where I live in Acadia Parish. We have one singular medical marijuana establishment. And whenever there's like a monopoly on something, right? The ownership, the top, they don't have to be kind. They don't have to be helpful. They don't have to be empathetic. They can really do what they want. But I will say that the ownership and the leadership and the team over at the apothecary shop are of the people and for the people. What I love about the apothecary shop is, for those of you not in Louisiana or that are unfamiliar with what happens from January to February in Louisiana, it's Mardi Gras season, baby. And the apothecary shop this year, I think it's their second year, but it's their first year like doing it as legit as this is. This year they introduced what is called the Munchies map, and I am jealous because I did not come up with that first. The Munchies map is iconic. It tells you exactly what it is off the jump. It is a map to go get Munchies. And just like reflecting on my youth, especially when I got into like high school and college and started smoking weed, I never would have thought in my lifetime that this is where my hometown would be in regards to legalizing weed. It is still, unfortunately, under the medical barrier. But hey, we're one step forward, hopefully 2 steps forward type. Because isn't the saying 1 step forward, 2 steps back? Not here. No, babe. Lafayette is up and coming. We're the next big thing, especially when New Orleans is underwater. But we're not going to go there. The Munchies map. Look at it. This is the Munchies map. And it is truly a genius way to not only promote the apothecary shop and help integrate it into the community, because they did just open a brand new location that is stunning, but not only to celebrate their grand opening, but to also put local businesses on the map. If you know me in any capacity, supporting local businesses and small businesses is really, like, at this day and age, the core tenet of my personality. Everyone deserves housing. Everyone deserves free Medicare, but also everyone deserves to be able to own their own fucking business that's not getting choked out by corporate greedy fuckers. Okay? But back to the Munchies map. First of all, look how cute it's designed. So the apothecary shop, medical marijuana dispensary, presents the Munchies map, Mr. Weatherall's King Cake edition. Now that's a lot of words, but it does leave me open to hope that, hey, maybe one day we can have the apothecary shop, medical marijuana dispensary presents the Munchies map, Gerald Lee's hamburger edition or something, you know? Like, it's like, oh boy, oh, that's what it is. Mr. Apothecary Shop, if you're hearing this, we need to do a collab. The Apothecary Shop, medical marijuana dispensary presents the Munchies map, Gerald Lee's Po' Boy edition. Now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud, y'all might already have a Munchies map Po' Boy edition. That might already exist, but let me get it next time. Please. All right. So now, in addition to promoting local businesses as well as the apothecary shop, there is a fun little competition aspect to this, and it works like this. Visit any of the participating restaurants listed on the map and purchase a king cake or a king cake dessert. After purchasing an item for the restaurant, ask a staff member to stamp your map in the box next to the location on the map. Once you've collected at least 4 stamps, bring your stamped map to any location of the apothecary shop to claim your prize. You can redeem up to 3 total prizes with your map. Everyone who gets at least 4 stamps will be entered to win $500 in store credit and a private sushi party for 10 people from Hung Nguyen of Winning Catering LLC. And then the winners are going to be picked on February 18th. Now here's where it gets crazy, okay? And here's where user error really comes into play. I'm dumb. I'm dumb and apparently illiterate and also dyslexic, whatever. ADHD, pick one. I didn't read the instructions all the way. So there's 2 prize tiers. There's 4 stamps. If you get 4 stamps, you're eligible for a free select pre-roll, the Hannah Gumbo, the Apothecary Shop sticker sheet, an entry to win the sushi party for 10 guests with $800 value. $800 value. And then an entry to win $500 store credit. Now, again, here's where my big dumb, stupid idiot, dumb brain comes into effect. I read 4 stamps for the first tier. My brain automatically just filled in the blanks for the next tier and said 8 stamps. Not until I got my 8th stamp did I reread this and notice it says 10. You need 10 stamps. I need 10 stamps and all I get is 4 extra entries for the sushi party and the store credit. That's it. 6 more stamps. And guess what? I realized after 8th stamp, that's real expensive. I just wish I had realized that it wasn't 8 because now I'm stuck. Now it's like I have to go to 2 more places to get 10. I have to. I literally have to. No, you don't. You don't. You should understand. I have to. It's the principle at this point. But let's talk about the 8 places I've gone to so far. Now, I don't know if y'all are even going to be able to see this. I'll try and put a version of it right here, maybe, or something. We'll see. So there are 17 local establishments on the Munchies map, of which I have been to 8. Now, I'm going to go from top to bottom on this map with Lucia Bakehouse. If you've been following my content since I started about 7 months ago, Lucia Bakehouse is one of the best, like boulangerie, viennoiserie. I feel like just to call it a bakery is too plain, but they make good ass French desserts. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. Croissants, quiches, just like tarts. I'm trying to think. I'm just at a loss of words for what they provide. But just go watch any of my Lucia videos. Gas. Their king cake was good. I won't hold you. I will say though, the dough, not my favorite. Lid dry. But still, a solid king cake. I was quite frankly, honestly astonished at the quality of their king cake compared to everything else they do there. But it was not bad. I will tell you that much. It just did not exceed my expectations. Next was Bon V macarons. Pooh. They were good. Like as far as like a macaron goes, I love cracking them in half and then like I'll eat the little filling and then I like eat the soft part of the inside. Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm like a serial killer the way I eat macarons now that I think about it, but that's just the way it is. I don't like to bite the whole thing. To bite it, it just feels too caveman. I like to give it some attention. As far as macarons go, delicious, hit the spot, not too sweet, not too expensive. I appreciated them. The 3rd place is Empanada Guy, and let me tell y'all, I love me some Empanada Guy. They are hilarious. Mr. Empanada Guy, funny, a very funny man, and his wife, so sweet, so supportive, a funny queen. Eating there, it's really like I feel like I'm eating at their house, which makes sense considering that's how they started. They started trapping empanadas out the house and then was like, we don't think this is too safe. We don't think it's too safe having people pulling up to our house like this. So let's go ahead and get a brick and mortar. They are alleging they have made the world's first king cake empanada, which nobody's contested them yet on that information. But I will say I was disappointed. It was not bad. Please do not interpret that as it was bad. I just was disappointed. Everything else there, absolute tins, all gas, no brakes. Their birria empanada, their pizza empanada, their spicy corn empanada, everything else, tins. But something about their king cake empanada just left. I feel like Gordon Ramsay right now. It left something to be desired. Will I eat it again? For hell yes. Absolutely. But it just wasn't, it's not one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorites. If I can be honest. Up next is the Great Harvest Bread Company. And what I tell y'all, I have to forget about this place in between king cake seasons because their bread is that good. But out of my budget for like my main source of bread. However, their king cakes to me are exemplary, like 10 out of 10. The dough, the filling, the sprinkles. And okay, can we talk about sprinkles for a second? Because I came to a shocking realization over the past couple days. My brother and his girlfriend do not like fine sprinkles. Do you know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like, I keep describing them as glass shards, but they hate it. And I'm like, I never even considered that as an option of criticism. So it blew my mind. It expanded my mind. And I'm like, now that I think about it, I love them personally. I was like, now that I think about it, you don't really see any other type of sprinkle on a king cake. It's usually that type. So, but I got what did I get? I think I just got the chocolate, and it was gas. Ate on it over like 2 days, little piece. By day 3, it got a little tough. I threw it away. It was like a quarter of it at that point. So I did enough damage, believe me. But man, I'm going to be thinking about that king cake. And that wasn't even their best one. Last year, I had their best one. It was like a blueberry dough, I want to say. But that thing is like super sold out at this point. Super sold out. So Great Harvest Bread like ranks in the top 3 of things I've had on this map. Then we have LA Cheesecake Bakery, and I was a fan of the atmosphere. I was a fan of the store. The employees were very busy. Did not like the cheesecake bite. And I'm gonna take some personal responsibility here and admit I didn't eat them immediately. Like I ate them maybe an hour later, maybe an hour and a half. But I feel like they should have some room, some airtime, Like they should be able to survive the case, from the case to my house. Like it wasn't in extreme temperatures. It was a little cold, if anything. But I need to go back and try something else because this was my first, and also, mind you, my first impression of them. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was bad. It was bad. But and it breaks my heart to say this, but they not gonna see this. And I still plan on going there. I actually am more encouraged to go back now to give them a second chance because I know that that's not their best work, at least for me and my taste buds. I couldn't. It just something was. I think really now that I'm really, really trying to like rationalize my decision here, I hate eggnog, and it was given eggnog for some reason. And the base, like it was like cheesecake bites, cheesecake top, and then like a little base. I don't know what it was. I think it was supposed to be it was supposed to imitate king cake, but it was not it. It wasn't it. So if y'all are on the Munchie map next year, I definitely will go and try it again. But in the meantime, I want to go try y'all's regular menu to give y'all a fair chance. So yeah, Cheesecake Bakery. It smelled great in there. Again, staff, sweetie pies. Get it, sweets. But that cheesecake. And I'm gonna just go assume it was that day. And maybe it was even just those 2 that I got. I can't imagine the rest of them tasted like that. Okay. It was bad. Sorry. Now, here we move in to, I'm not kidding, the pantheon, like the Greek gods of this map, as far as what I have tried. I am going to think about these following three, until next year. Until next year. And I know what you're thinking. Well, why didn't you just get more this year while it's around? I couldn't. I had to go to 8 of 9 of the places. I have to pace myself. I've had to start working out every day. Shocking to you guys. Just because I'm like, I need to offset the sheer amount of nonsense. Doubled my water. Have I cut back on the Coke Zeros? No, but that's not the point. Shut the fuck up. Now we're moving into my big 3. Okay. Here's another great example of me being a silly, stupid, stinking ding dong ass. This map started at Empanada Guy. I was at Empanada Guy with my boy Keith. Shout out Keith. I know you're watching this. Sound off in the comments, Keith. We were just like having our weekly lunch, and I was like, I could fuck with some empanadas heavy. So we pulled up to Empanada Guy, and he's like, do y'all have the Munchies map? Are y'all engaging? I said, I didn't plan on it, but I did just lose my job, and I'm looking to spend some money. So he gives us our first stamp. And as we're leaving, I was like, so who would you recommend we go to next? Which was a fun part of this process, was everybody would recommend the next person. And while I didn't always follow their recommendations, it was still sweet to see that they were all like in it community wise as small business owners, you know? He recommended we go to Nube 9 Coffee. He's like, you need to go to Nube 9 Coffee. That cold brew is going to change your life. And I said, you know what? I love a good cold brew. So as soon as the meal ended, me and Keith went our separate ways. I'll pull it up in my app on my little Google Maps, type in the address, and it says it's like 3 miles away. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. But I'm like, how have I never, but it's in an area of town where I'm like, I should have passed this before. Like I should know this establishment. And I'm driving, I'm going about my merry way. And not until I pull into the parking lot did it all click. Nube 9 Coffee is inside the new apothecary shop. Like, I didn't need to Google map that first and foremost. Secondly, I have been seeing apothecary shop for months now, talking about the new location and talking about Nube 9 Coffee opening up a brick and mortar in the apothecary shop in addition to their food truck. And the sheer fact that my brain, that my synapses did not connect those two thoughts the second that the empanada guy referred me to them is insane. It's insane. So I need to start taking fish oil and doing memory exercises because I'm not going to stop smoking weed. That's not happening for sure. And I plan, unfortunately, to live into my 80s. So we're going to have to start working on that. So I pull up to the apothecary shop and I'm like, okay, cool. Like I haven't been inside yet. I had gone a couple times, but they have a drive-through now. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna hit up that drive-through. That's pretty sick. But I pull up, I get down, go inside, and just get the coffee. So I was like, I got weed at home. I don't need y'all's weed at the moment. And the owner, I think I'm 90% positive she's the owner. She was so freaking sweet. She was so nice, so engaging. The worst part was like, I hate that I couldn't stay there longer to chit and chat with her because she was so freaking cool. So I'm like, I'm here to get my stamps. And she's like, oh my God. Okay. Like, of course. I was like, I want the cold brew. Oh my God. I completely forgot. It was an ube cold foam king cake cold brew with Colombian coffee. I might have to go get one. I might have to go get one once I'm done with this record. And it's now a good time to point out I didn't take a single fucking picture or video of any of these things. Not a single one. So if you're seeing any pictures, if you're seeing any evidence, I just stole that offline. I just stole it and it is now in this video. But yeah, it changed my life. That fucking coffee was so good. Ube cold foam, king cake cold brew, Colombian coffee. Now the story gets better. And this ties in again, this is like my big three. And I can't even rank them first through third because they're all tied for first. And everything else is tied for fourth. As she is making my cold brew, we're chit-chatting, talking, getting to know each other. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try really hard to get the max number of stamps so that I can get more entries for the thing. At this point, mind you, still thinking it's 8 stamps. And she goes, oh, well, I could do you a huge favor. You see the pastries in this case? And she points to these little pastries. She's like, that's from Sunny Acres. You can get 2 stamps here right now. I said, oh, hell yeah, sign me up. It was this like Dubai chocolate king cake something. I cannot begin to tell you, viewer, the things I would do for Dubai chocolate because I fear the trend is over now, but pistachio coated phyllo dough, hell yeah. You cover that in chocolate, you've got a fan of me. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to go, and I really hope they have them because it was so mind-blowingly good that I had to take. I had the itis. I had to take a nap. I woke up zooming off the cold brew, zooming. So that was a productive day in the sense of I got nothing done, but I got a good nap, and that food was good as hell. Now this brings us to our last stop. And again, the final thing in the big three. And that's going to go ahead and be Caroline's fucking cookies. Listen, Miss Cookies, Miss Caroline, if you hear me, what wizardry? I don't know who you made a pact with, but those are the most divine, just like mind melting, reality warping, taste bud tantalizing cookies I have ever had the privilege to eat in my entire life. I'm telling you, y'all, Caroline, I miss Caroline, Miss Cookies. Okay, found out she's 19 years old. I believe she's currently 9. She might be 21 now. I'm not sure. But I'm like 80% positive she's currently 19. Listen, apparently during the pandemic, her and her family, I might be adding some fluff here, you guys. Miss Cookies, please don't come for me. But the point I'm trying to make at is she is young as hell. These cookies are so fucking good that they got her a brick and mortar storefront. And I have to assume it has already paid back dividends. They have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 other locations. I know for sure they have another one in Baton Rouge. But y'all, I got the plain king cake cookie, and you fucking guessed it, the Dubai chocolate king cake cookie. I could just shake the camera. I want to get violent right now. It was. This is why I'm not a food critic, because I'm at a shortage of words for what this cookie did to my life. If you watch American Dad, it's like when Roger ate that forbidden or that taboo dish where you have to hide from it, and he's like blissed out and just like it. I'm drooling. It blew my mind. And so now I get to live the rest of the year knowing these divine goodies exist, but I can't get my greedy little fucking paws on them because it's not Mardi Gras season. whack. What I can say with 100% certainty, I love the Apothecary Shop. I love what they are doing for the local community. I have adored every single one of these restaurants I went to and small businesses to check out what they got. I do have 2 stamps left, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and get them just because why not? But if I lose that, if I don't get selected, I'm gonna be sad. I'll just between me and y'all, I will be sad about it. Especially because these damn shirts aren't gonna fit me anyways. They're shirts as prizes. They're not gonna fit me. The biggest size they're gonna have is probably like an extra large. Add 3 more. Add 3 more X's to that bitch. But yeah, shout out the Apothecary Shop. Shout out Munchies Map. Shout out Mr. Weatherall. If y'all see any viral video during Mardi Gras season, it's likely Mr. Weatherall. It's likely him behind the camera, especially if it's coming from a float at a parade. Just to touch on Mardi Gras real quick, I hate it. Culturally, love it. Mardi Gras came from, in the Cajun Mardi Gras sense, my neck of the woods, is significantly different from like parade Mardi Gras. So New Orleans Mardi Gras and Lafayette, specifically Mardi Gras. So in Cajun country, Lafayette is the heart of it, and all the parishes surrounding it are where the like traditional Cajun Mardi Gras takes place. Lafayette is like the urban center. I-10 goes through. I'm not getting into the cultural history of it all of that, but follow me here. Lafayette Mardi Gras is, again, very much like New Orleans Mardi Gras. Floats, parades, throws, doubloons. I've seen floats throw hot dogs in like foil. Did I eat it? Obviously. But again, Mardi Gras, it's a moment in time. There are parades like on the weekends, and there are parades intermittently through the week from like the end of January through February 18th, I want to say. And what's different between, again, corporate Mardi Gras, what the people see as Mardi Gras, and Cajun Mardi Gras is tradition. So in Cajun Mardi Gras, they do the career de something. I'm forgetting my French, and I'm not doing research at this exact second. But they do like a run of the gumbo or run of the chicken, and in these in these rural parishes, it's an all-day event. Essentially, in the morning, there's one person that's appointed as the captain, the capitan, and him and all his little hooligans put on these masks with cone, like dunce caps on it at the top. And they're all like decorated purple, gold, and green, because obviously like Jesus and God have to tie into this into some capacity. And the Capitan and all his people get on horses traditionally, and in their communities go from house to house to house asking for ingredients for the gumbo. It's like trick or treat in that capacity, where if you don't offer anything up, depending on, I guess, how close the community is, they might like kidnap your husband or kidnap your wife, or they'll do pranks. They'll make pranks. But the whole point is that they go through the community collecting items for a gumbo. At the end of the day, they start making the gumbo. They start cooking it. It's a big community thing, and they do the chicken chase. So they'll throw a live chicken, and all right, PETA, don't come for me. This is my culture, not my costume. That didn't make sense, but they throw a chicken and they chase it down. They chase that thing down at this point, drunk, acting the fool. And then they get the chickens, they kill them, they throw them in a damn gumbo. And that's Cajun Mardi Gras. It stems from essentially, like, if you know anything about the Cajuns, they left France like the 1500s and moved to Canada and to Acadie. And then after living in Canada for a while, the British came over and the British deported our asses, which, let's not get into the Cajuns being deported and a Cajun person supporting ICE. If you support ICE, fucking die, quite frankly. I don't even remember where I was going at that point. Lord, that really fuck ice. They're pissing me off. Now let's get back on schedule here. Cajun Mardi Gras is just awesome. Its origins are to make fun of the rich. And the reason why everyone wears masks is so that the poor people can be on a level playing field for the day. It's like everyone's on this. It's just community. It don't matter if you're rich, poor, you wear your mask, you respect your captain, you keep your people in line, but you are gluttonous and you are drunk, shit wasted off your ass. And then you top it all off with some good food and you call it a day. So Cajun Mardi Gras is not for tourists. It's really not. Unless you are about consuming culture at its face value and not judging it. Like it's awesome. I would love to. If I'm going though, I'm hanging out on someone's tail bed and doing my little thing and watching the chaos unfold. Because at the end of the day, it's about community. Cajun Mardi Gras is about community and saying fuck the rich and calling it a day. And calling it a day, quite frankly. Well, shit. With all that said and done, thank you for joining me for episode 2. Make sure you do all the important things. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Something related to the video or the title, to get that algorithm going. 2, please, for the love of God, hit the share link and send this to at least one person. Just be like, hey, this is a good friend of mine. He's trying to build a platform. I think you would love his content. Check it out. Go ahead, check it out. And the more we do that, because I'm advocating for myself as well. Okay. The more we do that, the more my platform grows, the sooner I can monetize. All right, y'all. How do you feel about the new set, by the way? I switched closets. I moved over. And then I made this. How we feel? What are we thinking? All right. I'm going to hang up now. Bye.